Hey everyone, it's Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher. Today is March 10th and it's been a little while since we've talked. I thought I would shoot a video and show you what I've been up to and talk about some plans that I have in the future, and then the ridiculous amount of haul that's coming in because market day, you know, all the live videos, all the good salesmanship, and I'm weak. So I thought I would just share with you what I have going on. This is video number 28 and let's get started. So I pretty much have stitched on one thing since last time we spoke, and this is a Plum Street, let's see if I get something behind it, Plum Street sampler, and it's called In Friendship. I think it was a Dying to Stitch giveaway or gift at their retreat 2 years ago. It is, I'm going to show it at an angle because my lighting's just that great today. It is, it's called In Friendship, and it says, how much to be prized and esteemed is a friend on whom we may always with safety depend. Now the colors on this are fantastic. There's sort of a, onyx is the black, then there's the pumpkin-y color is chrysanthemum. And then there is my new favorite color, which is grapevine. It's sort of a brown gray variegated thread. And this is, what is this one? Not Otter Creek. Cadet, maybe? This blue in there with the swan. Over here, this is olive green. I stitched it vertically to give it more of a lawn feel. Then this olive color will come around and connect the two buildings. And there are about 4 other sheep in here. The red, which isn't showing up tremendously well in the strawberries, is a Victorian motto, variegated red. There's bits of onyx for the little seeds in the strawberries, and then there's a fig, roasted fig, I think is the brown. So I'm going to step back just a little bit and let you take a look at it. I started February 10th. I was hoping to be done by now, but I had a pretty rough week for work last week, and actually 2 weeks. This needle minder is from Gina's Needle Minders, and it's a little Maleficent. Isn't she cute? She's the right size. I like having her on my projects. So that's what I've been working on. I really don't have any other whips that I've worked on since last month, and but I can't wait to finish it. I'm gonna frame it, but I probably won't frame it until I get back from some retreats that are coming up. And yeah, so from here, I think the next thing I'll work on is probably one of my Stitch 9 challenges and try and knock another one of those out, maybe work on a couple of them. And for Stitch Mania, I wasn't going to do Stitch Mania, but if I do, what I'm going to focus on is Blackbird stuff, because it is Europe Blackbird designs, and so why not work on Plum Street samplers instead, right? So let's talk a little bit about some stitchy kindness. Michelle Rudy, Farm Girl, sent me this, what's this called? Book of Days. Yep, it's a calendar, and really sweet motifs in here, and it makes you want to sit down and really plan. Although when I do that, that's a kiss of death for any plan, is just starting it for me when it comes to stitching, because the rest of my life is very structured. So I sort of tend to have loose guidelines, and that's the best I get. I learned last year when I set up my plan that I overestimated what I can do, and that's sort of a fault of mine. I think larger than what's possible. And, but this is really kind. Thank you, Michelle. I love it. So the next thing, my next shout out is to, well, I got a couple of nice cards in the mail. This came from Elisa Reynoso. She won one of my giveaways, and on the back there's an adorable pattern. And this is one of the Hands Across the Sea cards. So thank you, Elisa, I appreciate that. And then Teal Elder, I think she also won a giveaway. She sent me another one that has another adorable design on the back. So thank you, Teal. And then a biggie, Kyle Reckemeyer was on Stitch Mania and asked the big question that has like, a million responses. What's your unicorn pattern? What's the thing that you really want that you don't have? And unicorns for me, a lot of times I don't know what I don't know until I see it on somebody else's video or Instagram pictures. And I had seen this one on Olivia B's, and I looked and looked and looked on eBay, and it never came up for auction. And Kyle said, hey, I'll watch for you, and if I find one, I'll pick it up. And he did that, and he sent it to me. It was a surprise. It's the True Wisdom by Exemplar Dames Design. And it's a Quaker. The colors are amazing. I'm going to go a little bit closer. And the design is too. The black tulips, I adore. These are in Vicki Clayton silks. And I've never owned Vicki Clayton silks. But that also gives you the DMC, and you can convert from there. So that's what I'm going to do. I probably won't start this right away, but I am going to do this pattern. And I am very grateful, Kyle. It was super sweet and kind of you, so thank you for that. Let's see. So we got a ton of snow. I was whining about it. It was 16 inches of snow, and we had a snow day and then some early releases and late to work kind of situations, which creates some stress too. You're trying to catch up because the work still has to get done. On one of those snow days, it wasn't on the snow day, it was a weekend after, I think, I tried snow dyeing some fabric. So this is a 32 count Belfast linen that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. You can buy them pre-cut, 18 by 27. And this is, the colors that I used are, I think it's sandstone, it's Rit dyes. Sandstone, tan, maybe a little cocoa brown, and some harvest. And at first I didn't use the tan, and when it came out, the light that didn't dye was really light. So I overdyed the whole thing with tan, and it brought the color down quite a bit. And then I rinsed and rinsed and rinsed, and dried it and ironed it, and it's gorgeous. It's a fantastic piece of fabric. And could I replicate that? No. I'm trying to write the recipe down, and the thing about hand-dyed fabric is I could try to make it the same, but there'll be something that'll be slightly different the next time, and it will never be exactly the same. So now the part of the video where a ridiculous amount of hauls come in. I would say that, sorry, I'm pulling stuff forward here. I went to a couple things the last month. One was Laurie and I went to meet with another stitcher in a yarn shop in a town south of us, and that was a lot of fun. We would love for that yarn shop to pick up some cross stitch, some patterns, and some threads. Not that she would become a cross stitch shop, but the shop has great stitching space, and it's shared because the company, the lady who owns the yarn shop also produces the wool. They must have a farm. They have a creamery next to it. So there's like a sandwich shop creamery connected to this space. It's just a fantastic space. So we hope to have stitching meet up there again. It's a little bit farther south for people who live north of us, where most of the population is, but maybe we'll pull some people from down south up to the location as well. Some of these things that we try don't always have a lot of legs under them to begin with, but the more you try it and the more you advertise it, it's funny how you start to find some people in your area. It generates some interest, and you start to connect the dots. And if you're willing to drive a little distance, you can start to create that community where you live in the general area where stitchers get together. And that's what I found where I live. In fact, when I go to Acorns and Threads, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours to go, depending on traffic. It's a day commitment for me, but I love doing it, and it's a choice that I make. So I have to take a day off usually when I go to a stitching meetup. Let's see. So we did that, and then Laurie, textilist, and I went to the SOW Expo, SOW Expo at the Puyallup Fairgrounds. in Washington State. And I had never been. Laurie's a veteran. She's been many, many times, and I think she was a vendor there before as well. But there was amazing fabrics, and we had things like, there was Czech buttons, so from the Czech Republic. There were wool applique vendors. There were machines and gadgets and just all kinds of stuff, garment construction. But it was not what you might think. It wasn't solely quilts. It was a varied expo. It was a lot of fun. And I'll show you a couple things that we picked up. So I was attracted to this, and as soon as Laurie pointed it out, I was raced over there, I think. There was a French linen vendor, French lace, and so I picked up some French lace. This is a very soft, maybe like a 224 DMC lace, and I don't know what I'm going to use it for. Maybe someday I'll have a granddaughter, I'll make a sweet dress that includes that on the bottom. But I love this. This is a really pretty pink. And this one, this would be a great pillowcase edging. This one is so delicate, and it's sort of a satin stitch on the bottom there, you can see. Rosettes with a delicate little hem stitch on it. Very pretty. And then the last one is this gorgeous, what would you call this design? I'm not sure what it's called. It's got some satin stitches and just an eyelet as well. And the trick with these is to try and figure out how much you're going to buy. So you got to buy enough where you don't know what you're going to make, enough to make something bigger. This could be the bottom of like a dust ruffle on a bed. It would be beautiful, beautiful for that. In fact, Laurie was looking for some. She was looking at some lace for that particular idea. And we went to the Country Carriage Quilts, I think is what it's called. They have a store up in Des Moines, Washington, and they were there. They have a lot of wool applique, do wool dyeing there in their shop. And they have amazing quilts and quilt blocks of the month and all the good things. You know, Valdani threads, amazing stuff. So I picked this kit up. I saw this kit at their store, and I wanted it, but I didn't buy it. And so I saw it there, and I went ahead and picked it up. This is called Flax Farm. And it's beautiful. It's just gorgeous. Here's all the wools that are in the kit. So I think what I might do now with this, excuse me, this In Friendship sampler is almost done. I think I will start a wool applique kit and work on that in conjunction with my Stitch 9 challenge. So I can go kind of back and forth between a couple of whips. And I'm not an expert at this. I've done just a little bit of wool applique, but I think this goes pretty quickly. It's either, it looks like there's some lazy daisies on the willow tree. There are some French knots, and then most of it is buttonhole stitch. There might be some top stitch, but I don't, there's a little fence there around this barn in the weather vane. But it's not complex. It'll go pretty quickly, I think. Famous last words. And then I had a couple of other things, but we found a lady who makes chatelaines and jewelry out of common items like a thimble. So we both bought, and I won't spoil you until spoiled Laurie's. She bought some gorgeous stuff, but this is a thimble that is a necklace, and this is the bail is a conch shell, and then she's cut out and made seahorses here, and so it's got a beachy theme and some starfish, and the little ringer at the bottom is a silver dollar shell. So this was, and the sound is, it's awesome. It's a little distracting actually when you wear it, because when I walk along I start to jingle. But you could put like a piece of tape in there and keep it from jingling. So I bought that, and I think I probably bought some more stuff there. I've integrated it into my stash already. We went to our local quilt shop, and our local quilt shop is closing down, which is sad. There seems to be some interest maybe in the guild in finding a space to have a quilt shop reopen, but there's really not a lot of affordable space in the area. So we'll see what happens. I'm pleased that there's still some interest because quilting is going through its own, life cycle. At the quilt shop, I picked up some wools, and these are beautiful hand-dyed wools, but clearly I'm craving spring. Spring is my favorite season where I live. The lawns are all manicured looking, and the flowers here are so beautiful. The tulips, the daffodils, the forsythia, the peonies, the oriental poppies, lilacs are outstanding. So I bought some of these. In fact, I'll open this red one. The red one it's fantastic. You can kind of see the variegation there. Sorry, it's kind of blowing out a little bit, but so we picked up that, and I picked up some trim. This trim I have eyeballed since I've lived here for five or 6 years. Have never bought it, but it was on a significant sale, and I could see this as maybe some Christmas, because it does have Christmas colors. Some Christmas project that includes this. It could be a project bag. I bought quite a bit of it. It could be like a Christmas tree skirt. It's stunning. It's stunning ribbons. So I had to get some while I could. And then I picked up just enough fabric to make a project bag. And that sort of looks like a William Morris design. And then this would be the inside of the bag. I don't intend to make project bags for a living, but I was thinking about making a few. I always get at least a couple people who ask if I sell my project bags, but I might put a few up on Instagram because I have a lot of extra fabric and I need to find a way to consume that. And I don't mind giving back, I might, but just tell me if you have some interest, if you think that's something that you all would have interest in. All right, so I picked up Hannah Coates from Country Sampler. This is, I think, out of print now, but there's some around. You can find them, but I do love, look at her. You can't see her very well in this picture, but she has the best little feathery hat and great little dress with red shoes. Fantastic. And then all the little critters and the brick house. So and then this border is pink. Again, a lot of it is lost in this picture. It just doesn't show up as well as you would hope, but I can't wait to stitch that. So I picked that up. I ordered from, let's see, where's the other one of these? I ordered from Teresa Vanette. Her two new samplers, a Savior's Praise, and I see some people already starting this on Instagram. These, like that boat, come on. This is going to be a blast to stitch. I can't wait to start it. Louisa Horsey, which is her Kickstarter pattern, and oh man, and that urn is something else. So I love that. Love both of them. From my Dying to Stitch club kit, this is Plum Street Grace on the. I see some people working on this. Sorry that it does have some glare on it. And I picked this up off of eBay. Lucy Red sampler. Now, isn't it funny? Her name is Lucy Red, but everything on here is blue. And look at that urn. That is fantastic. So this is a vintage. This is by Homespun Elegance, and I haven't gone onto her Etsy store to see if that's still available. But this is a great sampler. Some of these are really timeless, aren't they? I mean, I really like. I might switch up the colors a little bit, but it's awesome. It's awesome. Let's see. Oh, from Teresa, I also picked up from Market, Ode to the Ort. And I haven't opened this yet, but I had the original, the first one, from Brenda Gervais. It's a little basket. I think I resold that without stitching it. But this one has a little metal tin. Oh, let's just open it and see what it looks like. Hold on. Because I know you're dying to see it, right? You're like, open the box already. Okay. Oh, look at this little tin box. Oh my goodness. And it's sort of a grayish. I'm sorry, I don't know if you can see this very well. Yeah, sort of a gray tin. It's probably, I don't know, 2 inches, 2.5 inches tall, about 1.5 inches around. And it has the pattern and the tin. So it comes with the pattern and the tin. That's really cute. Also, Teresa threw in some needles. I didn't order these, but these are my favorite. Thank you, Teresa. I love those. And I picked up Julia Fletcher, 1847. Yeah. Lady in a red dress. Look at that strawberry. Fantastic. And then I've been on a waxer mode. So when I show you the Stacy Nash needle roll, y'all have probably seen it. Her daughter Taylor makes waxers, and she had this tied in a bow and attached to it. And I could not stand it. I had to have one of these. So I ordered it. Teresa had it in stock. I ordered it as fast as I possibly could. Let's see. Now, I'm not even showing you what I ordered from Julie. Like, I think I ordered 3 times from Julie because she's a great salesperson. I was watching her Instagram live. I'm like, yes, add that to my order. Please add this one. I was on it. Okay, this one came from my market day haul. So on Friday, Janine at Acorns and Threads had market day. And Laurie and I both took the day off. No, Laurie had a flex day. We took the day off to go to market day because why would you not? If you could possibly make it, do it, because you don't know tomorrow what's tomorrow's going to bring. So we went to market day at Janine's, and it was crazy. It was fun. I loved it. I picked up the 3 new Classic Colorworks colors. These are, let me see if I can find something that I can put behind it. Sorry, you guys. Hold on. Sorry, you get a chance to look at my mess behind me. Okay, so these are the 3. This one is Campfire, and it's sort of a used brick color. Then there is Sticks and Twigs, which is sort of a gray green. And the last one is Trail Dust, and that's a nice, what color would you say that is in DMC? It's sort of got a medium brown, light brown color to it. And I hope in the video playback you can kind of see the colors a little bit better. I can't tell on my iPad or my tablet if you can or can't. We also picked up some Glorianas. There is Acorns, Truffles, and Lemon Thyme. Acorns was used at the Fall Fling that Janine had. Gosh darn. Fall Fling Acorns. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see if I can put this on, if that will help. Nope, I don't think so. It's the wrong time of day to be videotaping. Acorns, Garden Thyme, Truffles. Gorgeous threads. I picked up some velvet from Lady Creates. It's onion skin, and it's sort of a light pumpkin color. I picked up some vintage maple sugar, 40 count. I didn't have any of this. I've stitched with this before. I really like this fabric. It's very similar to vintage pearl barley. It's a great color. Lakeside is incomparable. I love them. We got, so this is hands-on design. They're they're Halloween. Kathy's Halloweens. So I'm going to make these, I'm going to collect all 9 and I'm going to stitch them like this and make them into a banner. That's what I've decided to do with that in my future life. This one is Stacy Nash, Summer Pomegranate. Now this, I love this. Look at that flower. But look at how she stitched it on the back. I mean, come on. Fantastic. This is the needle roll book from Stacy Nash with a red house. Look at that house. And then when she shows the back, here is that waxer that I showed you. I was dying when I saw that. I couldn't order that fast enough. Or pick it up fast enough. This one is Farmhouse Sampler Pinky, sorry. Love, love, love that and that. I like the way Stacy Nash uses black in her designs. And then I picked up Blackberry Lane, Stitching in the Garden. It's sort of a pastoral, you know, lady working in her garden. And I, of course, picked up as many of the Brenda Gervais as I could. You've probably seen this Spring Fling. Spring Fling. Mrs. Bunny tail. I'm not sure if I'll make that into a rabbit or if I'll just stitch that center collage of motifs. This one is to die for. I did not realize how much I would really like this one. When Flowers Bloom. The use of reds and these very unique flowers right here. And she uses, again, like she uses green to contrast. Look at this bee scup. Oh my gosh. And the gingham dress from the lady in the middle. Come on. And a taupe house and a pink house. 2 houses. I love it. I can't wait to stitch that one. This one, Forever and Ever, seems to maybe go with one of hers from last year, the Indigo House, or she had a couple last year that are in keeping with that particular design. This one, Prairie House Sampler. I'm a sucker for blue. I absolutely love blue. Probably my favorite, to quote Shakespeare, because look at the pink and red and the use of ticking. It's dying. And then Where Liberty Dwells. Oh, crazy. So I saw the A Perfect World from the Scarlet House, and I know a couple people have started this already. And we picked up, this calls for, what is it called for? Vintage Meadow Rue. When we picked up a piece of Vintage Meadow Rue, this looks peachy in the picture. It is not. There's a tiny little bit in Vintage Meadow Rue, but this is definitely not representative of the true color. So at first I thought, I'm not stitching it on that, and I found out what it was. I'm like, oh yeah, I would stitch it on Vintage Meadow Rue. The blue flower, When Lilacs Bloomed. This is she had a lot of patterns, and her patterns are adorable. This is the one I really wanted. And I have vintage lilac fabric. Oh, let me just grab it real quick. Hopefully you can see this in the background. So this is Vintage Lilac by Lakeside. I'm going to stitch this design on that. It's a lilac pattern. Why would you not stitch it on lilac? And there's a lot of complementary colors. There's green and yellow. Some lilac in the border and the tree here. And I can't wait to start that one. Let's stick that one over there actually. And then, let's see. Because who doesn't want a stocking with a whale that goes up it? Oh my gosh. I died when I saw this. Absolutely died. Loved it. I have a few of her patterns with the big stockings. I think Vonna showed some of those. She had a couple of primitive ones that she won the State Fair Grand Champion with, so I had to buy it. Then I found this in the 40% off bin, and yes, please. And then I also saw these little pins that will go in these little pillows that'll go in my Easter display. And I'll just tuck a pillow in, I'll tuck a picture in right now of my Easter display in my house. And didn't you just, I love Easter stuff. It's so cute. So that is that. The last thing I got at Janine's was another one of Taylor Nash's waxers. So these are so pretty. I never want to use them, but I love them to display in your stitching area. It's just gorgeous. She uses the bias tape and a little metal strawberry cap on the top of this. It is adorable. And I think she has more in her store right now. Let's see. What else do I have? A nice card from my girl Laurie Texan, Laurie Mischievous Stitches. A couple Lauries, right? Laurie Mischievous Stitches sent me that. Thanks, Laurie. And then Twin Peaks Primitives. There's a couple of patterns that they recently come out with. One is an Easter pattern, and another is, well, I'll insert pictures of both of them that I particularly like. So take a look at they have very prolific, beautiful patterns. I think you could really do a lot with substituting your own colors where you feel it resonates with you into their designs. They're very, it seems like it's conducive to you selecting the colors that you want, and charming, charming patterns. So check out Twin Peaks Primitives. I'm sure I'm missing something, but I can't tell you guys. It was great to see you all again. I'll try to be a little bit more on top of things. I say this every time, right? I'm going to shoot a video sooner rather than later, and then a month goes by and I haven't shot a video. So I hope you have a blessed month. I hope if you are under snow right now that you find the sun soon, but that the snow doesn't cause flooding in your area. And I hope you're well. I hope you have a good turn of seasons coming up. And we'll see you in about 2 weeks or a month. Take care, everyone.